Is this not the life or what? Hey campers, George here. Well, we're back at it. If you watched my last video, you saw me do a quick walkabout and scout at a local privately owned piece of land. Well, we're back. And we're going to go camp. Overnighter. We'll do a quick overnighter. I've got some time off from work, so I thought this is a perfect time to do it. The weather is good. It's not going to get too cold. There's still snow on the ground and things like that, and probably a little muddy. But hey, it's camping. So I brought my tarp. Let's see what we can come up with. That's all I brought was the tarp. And of course some sleeping stuff. So it's an adventure. What can go wrong? We're heading that way. Come along. Well, this looks promising. Gonna have to beat the snow down a bit, but I think it might work. So I flattened out an area here, just trampled it. And what I'm going to do is going to set up my tarp. And I'm going to set it up here in kind of a teepee style tent. And the wind is blowing east to west. So I'll set it up so that the door is facing south. Got the river behind me. See down there? Creek, more like it. Flowing pretty good. I can hear it from up here. I don't know if you can hear it. But what I'm going to do is I brought my carry more pack. And once again, I think I overpacked, but we live and learn. Working on that. Going to set it up. I have a tarp, sleeping bag, wool blanket, a thick emergency blanket. I don't know if you can see it down. It's the orange one on the bottom, which is going to be my ground sheet for underneath the tent, because obviously I'm not going to have a floor and I'm going to be sleeping on the snow. I do have a little blow up mattress, and that's it. Let's see what we can come up with. Stay tuned. DD hammocks 3x3. Great top. So let's go ahead, lay it out and set it up and see how it works. The setup I'm going to use is actually designed to use your walking stick as your poles to lift the ceiling. I'm going to try something different. I'm going to use a ridge line and tie it off to a ridge line. If you watch my videos before, here's my ridge line, and I have little tie off points because on the hammock it has tags to tie off to, and I'm going to use toggles. And let's see if we can get that to work. It's an experiment, what can I say? Home for the night. Unfortunately, couldn't get the tarp to work the way I wanted it to. It wasn't the tarp's fault. The problem I had was the tent spikes I brought. Couldn't get into the ground. The ground's frozen, and every time I try to use them, they bent, and I basically ran out of them. So I had 4 of a different kind that I always carry with me. I ended up using those and going with just an A-frame type tarp, which is working just fine. Got everything set up. My sleeping house. Now I've got to go and find some wood, but before I do that, let me show you the house. So like I said, I couldn't get the setup that I wanted. I was really looking forward to that, but unfortunately this was my problem. These guys just bent, trying to get them into the frozen ground. So they kind of let me down, and I wasn't winning. So what I ended up doing was just a basic A-frame. And you can see it here. Here is my sleeping place. I have a wool blanket and a 40-degree Snug Pack Elite 1 sleeping bag. That's why I brought the wool blanket, because 40 degrees ain't going to cut it you. And I do have my little blow-up mattress. I have that emergency blanket on the ground just to keep me dry. And hopefully we're all good. Enough room to put my pack and everything in here. It has a lot of room. This is a DD hammock 3x3. That's 9 foot actually by 9 foot. So you can see here a DD hammocks. But it'll work. It works fine. The wind is blowing this way, so I'll be sheltered enough. Shouldn't be a problem. Gonna make me a little fireplace right here so I can cook my dinner. And this would be my front view, which is all wood with a river. That I unfortunately failed in my first attempt at what I really wanted to do. But this will work, so you live and learn, right? That's why we're out here. It is nice though, quiet. The river right here flowing by. It's flowing pretty good. Obviously the snow melt is helping it. It's not a big, it's a creek really. But it works. We're camping. Woot! That took long enough, George. So let's go hunt for some wood. Well, I've processed a little bit of wood here and made a base for my fire. I'm not going to make a very big fire simply because all I need is some coals to cook on. I'm going to have a very small pork chop, which is my treat for the month, and some roast potatoes with garlic and spices. So that'll be dinner. And all I want to do is just create a nice coal base. All I brought with me was a frying pan. So we're going to fry up a pork chop and some potatoes, and that'll be dinner. Maybe a cup of coffee, and sit around the fire and just burn up some wood. I do have some that I can just throw on if I need it, just to keep it going a little bit longer. And then I'm gonna hit the sack. It's been a long day. I did a 12-hour shift last night, came back, got ready, and came straight out. So, long day. It's probably going to be an early night. Get some sleep, get up in the morning, and then see how I feel. I'd really like to go down that way to the east side and have a look down there and see what's going on. So, we're all cozy. We're ready to make some fire, make some dinner. Boiling some wood, I gotta make some coffee. Camping without coffee and a fire is not camping. Got my pork chop ready, spiced up with some spicy stuff. Just gonna let the coals calm down a bit. Get the water boiling for some coffee. We're all good. Life is good. And we're gonna have Colombian. Yep. Life is good. Life is good. Been waiting to do this. This winter was so tough. So tough. The weather, my schedule, just couldn't get out. Finally. The snow is going away pretty quickly though. I mean, it was a couple of feet. Now it's flattening out. Lots of sunshine at last. Not long to fishing. Fly fishing, that is. Yeah, I'm ready for this summer. Got plans for a lot of kayaking. He says. Plans of mice and men. I definitely like this place. It's convenient. The owner's really nice. Keeps in contact. Ask him a question, he answers right away. It's really nice. I like this. Summertime here would be interesting. Only thing is there's bugs in Minnesota. But that's anyway in Minnesota, so what do you do? Come on, the boiling water. If you haven't seen my 2-minute tip on this, you need to check it out. I'll put a link up here for you. Just a canteen kit. It has everything. Can have coffee. It's got a bush box in it, so you can make your coffee. You know, canteen cup, lid, everything. And in the side pockets I keep coffee, tea, some snacks. Actually in this one I actually have a fire starter and everything in it, so an all-in-one. Put it on your belt, go fishing, and you can make yourself a cup of coffee. Pretty cool. Like, those coals are looking pretty good right there. Oh, ho ho ho, gotta keep the handle, can't get the handle too hot. Coffee is just about ready. I mean, the water is getting a little warm there. Yeah, just a little. And these are my special roasted potatoes. All I do is I get a potato, I cut it up, chunks, and then boil it for about 5 minutes. Not even that. You can see there. And then in a bag like this, I'll just throw some spices. This time I have garlic and other spices in it. Shake it up, throw it in a frying pan. Good breakfast potatoes, actually. Give it a try. At home, I would do it in the oven and roast them. One of my favorite snacks. Makes a good meal. Ooh, sizzle. So there you go, dinner. Pork chop, roasted potatoes. Nice. Almost ready, and I'm starving. And of course, cup of coffee. Yeah, that's the ticket. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Is this not the life or what? Morning, campers. It's about 6:30 in the morning. Good night's sleep. Watched a movie. Took a good nap. I even stayed warm. At first my feet were cold. If you have a look, I have waterproof boots on, but they got wet on the outside and got really cold. So when I first got into bed, my feet were really cold, but they warmed up. But this morning, when I got up, my boots were frozen. So we're thawing them out, as well as a cup of coffee to thaw me out. So I'll make a cup of coffee, have a little snack for breakfast. I brought 2 boiled eggs and a tortilla. We'll have breakfast, go on a quick walkabout. I wanted to have a look at the other side there, and then back, break camp, and head on home. So far, so good. We have survived. But I need my coffee, so I'm going to have my coffee now. The sun is coming up. A good day. Well, I'm all fed and watered. So, ready to go on a quick little walkabout and then back to camp. The sun is up and it's a glorious day. So let's go. Something I like to do, especially in a place like this, is when I go on a walkabout, I'm not just looking around and checking things out. I'm also looking for dry wood, places to camp, hammock trees, and little things on the ground that amuse me. It doesn't take a lot. So it's pretty thick back here. A lot of the little brush. I could imagine in summer it'll be a little hairy to go through, but hey, what can I say? And it's a beautiful day. The sun is up. The river is flowing. We're all good. So this is the creek. It is a pretty cool creek though. It's a little muddy right now, but I'm sure if it's running in summer, it's crystal clear. All the runoff now is bringing down the dirt. Beautiful day. And I'm running out of battery and memory. Well, I've always had no memory anyway. So there you go, campers, back from the walkabout. Very thick, not really anywhere to camp there. A lot of low brush everywhere, pretty thick, but it was cool. Very nice place on the other side there, kind of untouched. Very nice. Always a good thing. Anyway, that's it. We'll be packing up camp, heading on back home. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. You know the story. Pretty sure we'll be back here. Summer camp. Got to check it out. Thanks for coming along. Bye. Leave no trace.